Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. This is going to be in the compound series. This is about my experience with Retatrutide and the side effects that I got with it. So my experience was mostly all around good. I lost a lot of weight, got very lean, leanest I've ever been in my life. Best shape I've ever been in my life. Love it for that. And it's definitely going to be a tool in my toolbox going forward, just at lower doses. So yeah, basically all the good stuff. Lost the weight, had the food noise kind of switched off. It's not as strong as Manjaro or Ozempic for like pure appetite suppression, but it got me to where I am now. So like I think it's like 14-15 kilos down from where I started. So it works, clearly. And look at the clinical trials, they actually lost more weight than they did on Manjaro and Ozempic, even with that less appetite suppression. Guessing that's from the glucagon receptor, the increase in metabolic rate. So I've actually wrote some notes because I wanted to cover all of it properly, and I'm terrible at talking off the top of my head. So I want you guys to stay tuned for the most worst side effect. That's not actually grammatically correct, neither is that probably, but honestly it's a bad side effect and not many people talk about it. I've not really seen much talk about it at all, so stay tuned. You guys need to kind of be aware of this, especially if you have a relationship that you want to keep. So anyway, normal side effects: constipation. Probably had it about under 10 times in the 5 months I've been on it. Not really a big deal. Some people get worse, some people get diarrhea, some people constipate a lot. I mean, if you're that bothered, you can literally take something to counteract it. No biggie. I've had a few instances where I've had quite low blood sugar. Well, quite a few actually, I'd say. Coming up to near the end in the last month, I was having a lot more hypos and very noticeable. Like you'd literally just be in a store and all of a sudden you'd feel it. Like you'd feel the numbness in your lips, your vision be a bit blurry, and you just feel your brain's just almost just not operating like it should. Like you'd feel very sluggish and like you want to fall asleep, to be honest. And again, massive fatigue. Like I don't know if they're linked. I know that when you have low blood sugar, afterwards it can leave you with a massive fatigue. But I was getting this fatigue like as soon as I would wake up to the end of the day. Like even if I didn't have a hypoglycemic episode, I would have this fatigue. It lasted for about a few weeks. What I kind of think may have helped with that, because I haven't got it anymore, I feel really good now. I have done for a few weeks, so probably about 2 weeks I think. I don't know. But what I think actually helped with that was a few days. Like it started with like a day off, like eat some shit, and all in the name of refeed. But it wasn't a refeed, it was fucking eat shit. But that obviously put a load more fucking fuel into my system and may have turned the dials of my metabolic rate, blah blah blah. They say it's supposed to boost metabolism, blah blah blah. Maybe there's some other mechanism at play, I'm not really sure, but I can tell you that I was feeling like shit and now I'm not feeling like shit. And it was around the time I started doing that. So I probably had about two, maybe three of those, probably two to be honest. Two of those, and then I was feeling really good. And then last week, obviously I put on my Instagram, I had 2 days off, got fucking bloated as hell. Like I literally looked pregnant, seriously. If you look at my Instagram, I put a picture on there, pregnant. And yeah, I've still got no fatigue. I feel really good. I'm dropping right down to like 2 milligrams on Monday when I start bulking, just because I want the other health benefits it gives in a just a bulking complex, like insulin sensitivity, lower lipids, etc. One thing I do want to say is how no, I'll cover that in a sec. Don't worry. Right, so the skin, that's the next one. This is mostly reported from my research on higher doses. I have seen a few instances where people have had it on quite a low dose, but it seems more common on a higher dosage. I got it from 8 milligrams. Now, obviously, you go from 8, 4 weeks, 10, I believe, 4 weeks, or it might be 8 to 12, I can't remember, but I went 8 to 10 and then 10 to 12 and then considerably more, but I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not going to recommend people to do a higher dose of something that's not even out yet anyway. Yeah, follow the trials and do your own research if you want. It's your body, you do whatever you want, but I can't say anything really about doing a higher dose because I don't want to be responsible for anything. But I probably went up to about 25 milligrams. I probably said too much. I was fine. I'm literally fine. Anyway, but maybe I'm not fine, and you will probably think that when I tell you about the last side effect, which become more apparent when I was really pushing the fucking boundaries of it. So we talked about the sunburn. Basically, it was like sunburn. So it was really bad skin sensitivity. It literally felt like you had a really bad sunburn. It was like shock sensations in your skin. It was, for me, it was like all in my like kind of stomach area, and it lasted for about. It lasted 3 weeks, and again from 8 milligrams all the way up. It lasted about 3 weeks, and then it would kind of come and go intermittently, just randomly it would come and go. I tried people's recommendations, Benadryl, bloody fucking vitamins, B complex, zinc, I think. Didn't do a thing. I did notice a bit of relief when I took hay fever pill. I did notice something, but again, that was short-lived. Within a day, I got it again, didn't do anything. So it's a bit of a weird one, that kind of side effect. Going over bumps in the car was absolutely horrible. Where I live, it's very bumpy, and my car's pretty low. I've got a BMW M2, and it is quite low for a normal car compared to a normal car. And where I live, there's horrible potholes and bumps and shit like that. And you drive back, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. And every time there's a fucking hole coming or a bump, I kind of like leant forward, but it still didn't help that much because sometimes it would take you by surprise. And when you go over it, the sensation all down your stomach, it was just absolutely horrible. Really not nice at all. So next one's sleep. Now, my sleep hasn't been great. A few people have reported this, from a lot of them. I think Manjaro as well. For me, it was waking up a lot. Now, also with that, I had quite frequent urination. I was waking up probably about 2 to 3 times every night to pee. And throughout the day, it would start after I worked out. It would be quite frequent. It was kind of annoying. There was nothing wrong with the pee. It was like, it's clear, it wasn't like unhealthy or anything. But it was just very frequent, and it almost kind of makes you wonder if your prostate was going a bit bad. But it has eased off considerably. I don't have the waking up in the night anymore to urinate. But unfortunately, now I have a worse sleep than ever since recently. But that, I believe, we're going to cover in the last bullet point, because that's to do with something else, I believe. We spoke about sleep. Again, on normal doses, for me, I think it was more of, I could get back to sleep after I went for a whiz. I could get back to sleep. It was fine. Just go back to sleep, carry on like normal. But yeah, so heart rate increase is not noticeable. I have noticed a slight increase, literally under 10 beats per minute. It's fuck all. And hey, 10 beats per minute, that's an increase in metabolism right there. I mean, people take Clem for an increase in metabolism, and that jumps their heart rate up loads. So 10 BPM is absolutely fuck all. Now, we're on the last point, the big one. But before I do say that, because I obviously haven't covered it here, which is stupid, because I wanted to talk about it, I wrote it out on a fucking Word document and used it on that printer. I'm fucking old school right now. Anyway, one thing I did want to mention is about how they kind of mess with your brain. This is what the actual next point is, but I want to say that smoking, I was a smoker before I started Retatrutide. Before I started Retatrutide, I did about 2 weeks on Manjaro, peptide, however you fucking say it. I'm pretty sure the first day or first couple of days of Manjaro, I had to quit smoking. Now, I didn't quit because I wanted to. I'll be honest, I didn't want to quit smoking. Otherwise, I would have fucking tried to quit. I quit because every cigarette suddenly tasted absolutely vile. It tasted awful. It was disgusting. I can't tell you how gross it tasted. I had to stop, and I was like, I gotta get a fucking vape. I got to fucking get a vape. I was told, I was like, yeah, I should just go to vaping, but I didn't want to give up the fags. They're nice. Who doesn't like a fucking fag after a fucking long day or something? Or multiple fags throughout the day. Who doesn't like fucking 20 a day? Like, come on. Who doesn't like to fucking go out and have a drink, have a fag, But it made it gross for me, so we're on the old vape now, and I need to get off that. So that's the thing. Some people have said it's helped get off the vapes. Unfortunately for me, it has done fuck all in that aspect. I vape like a fucking train. Like, seriously. Thomas the Tank Engine, he ain't got nothing on me. I vape fucking a lot. And it's annoying, and I know I need to stop it. And I've literally got asthma. My lungs are fucked. But yet, I still fucking vape. Like, what is wrong with me? Anyway, that is a story probably for no other time at all. Because who the fuck cares about my lungs? Unless someone wants to give me a set and then message me. I'll have your lungs if you want. So, we're here on to the big, bad, scary. Big, bad, scary. Now, this is going to get personal for me, and I try not to be too personal with my personal life, but it's something that needs to be said, and I'm going to break that boundary by saying all this in hopes that it's actually going to help someone, and maybe someone's already going through this, and now they can finally be like, oh, this is why. So I'm doing this to help you guys get this out there. So, changed the way my brain worked. It started with no urge for thrill-seeking behaviours. Just normal little things like driving a bit fast, whatever you guys do. No urges for alcohol, no urges for really social events either. Just kind of felt like keeping myself to myself, and any other thrill-seeking behaviours that people may partake in, it's kind of cut off. It kind of stripped me down, which makes you realise how fucking awful we are as human beings when you actually have that stripped away. But that's a discussion for another topic. So that seems to start around 8 to 10 milligrams, the initial losing the urge for things like that. Then 12 milligrams upwards, it become more severe. I'm now very goal orientated, almost obsessive. I can't seem to really think about anything except fucking fitness shit. I'm literally always fine-tuning my stuff for my bulk next week. I've written out 20 weeks of programming. I've written out a list for foods. I've literally been on ChatGPT countless times, getting it to measure my body fat, tell me like caloric needs and stuff, and how much I should increase by every week, and putting it in my fucking notes, and like what to look for if I'm getting too much fat, and just every fine little tuned detail I am covering. That is obsessive. Now, don't get me wrong, it's fucking good from a bodybuilding standpoint. Like, if you've got that working with you, like, you are going to be a fucking champion, provided you've got the genetics and shit. But if you're in a relationship, it's fucking going to be difficult. And, yeah, like, I only seem to find pleasure. I'm finding more pleasure being in the gym than just doing normal day-to-day things anymore, like socializing or anything. I enjoy myself. The highlight of my day is at the gym, sadly, and I spend even more time there than I ever did. And don't feel sorry for me. I fucking love it in there. I'm happy as I can be. I love it, but obviously, that has taken quite a hit on my relationship. Now, it's hard to hear and it's hard to say, to admit that you are a different person than who you were prior to this drug, or going too high on this drug. But that is where we're at. It has changed me, and I know I love my woman, and I know everything is fine, like deep down, but my brain is different. I am less affectionate. My libido has been completely wiped out, almost. Very, very low. It's just basically, my brain is just not focused on anything that normal people should be focused on anymore. It is just training, eating, and fine-tuning future training and future calories and future bulks. So that is problematic. And when I go to 2 milligrams, I've got a chart that's showing the blood levels in me of the Retatrutide decreasing day by day. I think I'm at about maybe 10 right now. I'm expecting it all to come back. It will come back. Other people have said about their loss of libido. A few people have said about how they kind of feel a little bit numb and robotic, and that's a good way to describe it. It's almost robotic, but that is that will come back. I have no fear of that, but unfortunately I've had to put my lady through a lot of neglect, and you know you can't help think when someone's like that towards you. You can't help think, do they still love me? Are they cheating on me? Things like that. Am I not good enough for them? And that's not nice thoughts to have. I'm sure we've all been there. It's not nice to have, and it's not nice to put someone through. And yeah, if she's listening to this, all I can say is I'm sorry. We're at the end of it now, and it will all be alright. And she stuck around, fair play to her, but it has been tough. And I know it will all come back. If it doesn't come back even on 2 milligrams, then I'm sadly going to have to give up Retatrutide. Even though it's got some amazing health benefits, it's not worth losing your relationship over. It honestly isn't. I mean, people say about Trenbolone and that messing up your relationship because of paranoia, weird urges, shit like that. This is next level. This is a different next level. This is completely numb to your relationship, numb to your surroundings, numb to everything, pretty much. You are just a robot at this point. And yeah, I mean, it's the way it is. I mean, all of it can be seen as bad, and it is bad, especially if you're in a relationship. But in a way, I'll admit, it's quite freeing. I feel an inner peace of emptiness, but it's it's not sad. It's not a sad emptiness. It's not a depression. It's calm, it's controlled, and it's structured. And I quite like that. That may show me as a psychopath, or maybe it show me as autistic. I don't know, but I don't really care what you label it. It is quite freeing, and I think there's actually a medical term for it. I think it's like apophagy or something like that. I fucking don't know how to say. I'm an idiot, but something like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's it's like it is quite freeing, and you just feel pure focus. Like, for a vague example, it's like, oh, the girl I just had the fucking biggest crush on in secondary school has just joined my gym. Haven't seen her in years. She was never into me, but she keeps looking over. Does she know who I am? I'm very different now. Surely she doesn't recognise me. Oh shit! And you're panicking, you're worrying, you're fucking all anxious, and your heart rate's increasing. You're seeing it on your watch, and you're like, why the fuck's my heart rate increasing? Oh yeah, what the fuck? This girl, surely not. Like, is that her? Surely not. Like, what the fuck? Can I still train here? Like, what am I gonna do? So this shit fucks with my head. But instead, it's it's oh shit! I swear that's so and so. Oh wait. Oh, time for my next set. Let's go. And that is the best way to describe it. And then a good vague example that is completely vague. So, what have we done to try counteract these bad mental effects? Well, first off, I tried tesofensine. I actually went up to 1 milligram, which in the studies they said 1 milligram was more related to adverse cardiovascular effects and, I believe, kidney effects. Not kidney damage, I don't think, but like more just shit you don't want. All right, but I went up to 1 milligram because I felt like 500 micrograms wasn't doing what I wanted. I think I felt a bit of energy, but nothing substantial. So yeah, I went up to 1 milligram. I did this because it works on the dopaminergic pathways as well as the serotonin and norepinephrine. Dopamine is the one we're trying to target because that's where it's at. That's what's being fucked with, I'm pretty sure. That's what a lot of people seem to think. So yeah, I did that. It didn't work. Stopped taking that. Now I'm aware that it does stay in your system quite a long time. It should be out of mind by now. Recently I started taking bupropion, the highest dose. That's 300 milligrams a day, split between 8 hours, because it's a sustained release tablet. I have more energy, and at times the way to describe it is like being on amphetamines. Now, I'm sure some of us have had experience with that. You know what it's like, any kind of stimulant drug, you're like blah 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 blah, chatting away, like blah blah blah. And you have this energy and you just want to chat and chat and chat. Now, this is what I have from this, and it's kind of weird. I feel the urge to just chat my fucking head off like I'm on something. And my eyes are probably fucking dilated as well. I don't know, probably not. I don't think they are. That's good. I can get away with it then. But that is the effects I am getting from this, that constant chatter. Now, it's obviously made my mood better because of that energy. But now the cost of it is my sleep is even worse than ever. I been waking up almost every single hour, and I'm wide awake, and I've really struggled to get off again. Today, this morning, and last night, it literally, I woke up at like 1, and it took me over an hour to get to sleep again. And I don't need to wee or anything. It's not that. It is like I'm waking up wide awake, and I can't seem to shut off again. Now, when I did shut off, this is where it gets weird. Because these pills affect my brain so much, when I shut off, I don't actually feel like I've shut off. I still feel like blah 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 blah. As soon as I come to, I'm like I never left. The only way I knew I shut off is because I remembered a dream. That was fucking weird. So I don't actually know how much sleep I had, to be honest with you. So I've had to stop bupropion. Shame, because who doesn't like that energy? My belief is that that's been messed with because of the digestive kind of effects that these drugs cause, how they slow everything down. Now, my bupropion is a sustained release formula, and it does its thing specifically to release it into your bloodstream steadily throughout the day, and when you take two more steady levels. So I believe that's somehow been affected because of the digestion and these drugs, and it has somehow basically changed the levels in my blood to having a lot more than I should, hence why I'm fucking high off my tits. But not high off my tits in a good way, just the chattery stuff. So I stopped that because bupropion has a black box warning for seizures. Very risky for seizures. There's quite a few people have had them on it, people that have never had them before, and it's even more likely when you try and take too much of it. Now, in my belief, if I have a higher level of that in my blood, even though I haven't taken more, I'm at more risk of a seizure. So I'm not going to go through that. So yeah, that is the video, guys. I hope I taught you guys something awesome. I hope you learned something. I'm not saying don't take Reta because it's fucking awesome. It got me in insane shape, and I will take it again, just at a much lower dosage this time. And yeah, just keep an eye on this stuff and just be safe with it. It is a really good compound to lose weight with, to change the way your brain works in a positive way. Just don't take too much. Don't let it fuck with your relationships. Just be aware that it can do this stuff when you push it too much. So yeah, I'm not talking down on it at all. I love it. I really do. But you have to be aware that it can do this stuff as well. It's not all roses or whatever they call it. I can't even think. Bupropion still in me. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.